have you embedded in phase 2 to meet the modern changing demands of the modern buyers?
Great question, actually, Wilberforce. We are market driven. That's the first thing you need to know about Palmarina. We try to follow what the market is looking for.
You listen to your market.
And we've got some feedback from our first phase, and there's a demand for us to match the quality, the design, and also the price point. And having a look at that with the team, we extensively looked into new designs. We considered what is contemporary and what is also sort of a future-proof way of living that is very also aligned with, sustainability, which means like free flow of air, free flow of light. So a lot of these things is what we've taken into consideration in our new phase. So Cape Residences is a fantastic, it's a brand new concept and product for Palmarina. Yes, and this is there to take care of people in the mid-range. And there's also the demand for the 4-bedroom units that also have a maid's room. So the first most premium under the Cape Residences are mansionettes that are 4-bedroom. And would you believe you have a 50 square meter terrace?
50 square meter of terrace.
That is like a house of its own.
Buyers are coming in need of complete solutions. They want to set up their home in this environment where they are not going to worry more about things like security, and now you have amenities even being thrown in like schools and hospital right in the same thing. So the gated community serviced is becoming a better and better option.
You see, the real secret behind the valuation of Palmarina's Phase 2 isn't just the concrete or the premium finishes. It's the fact that Phase 1 already proved the concept. The infrastructure is engineered, the community security is battled safety, and property management is actively running. When agents gather here for an open day like this, they aren't selling a faraway promise. They are selling guaranteed asset appreciation in a mature, expanding lakeside conclave.
In a hyper-competitive property market, sales velocity depends on first-hand experience. That is why this Media Open Day is a pivotal touchpoint for the country's leading real estate professionals. To match the scale of Phase 2, developers are empowering the brokerage network with direct product clarity. If you want to position your capital ahead of the curve or secure your slot in this next structural wave, the window is officially open. The digital portal is live, the site coordinators are active, and the next chapter of Lakeside Luxury Living is actively taking signatures.
Phase 1 was just the foundation. The expansion into Phase 2 proves a fundamental law of the modern Ugandan property market. Master plan security wins every single time. Stop chasing speculative standalone plots and start anchoring your wealth in fully integrated, high-yielding lifestyle ecosystems. If you're ready to make your move, scan the link, pick up the phone, and secure your place in the master plan. For Property 360, I'm Wilberforce Nsamba. Master the man, invest with vision, and I'll see you next time.
Brought to you by Palmarina Estates, Garuga, where luxury meets lifestyle by the water. NBS. Always. NBS Live at 9.
It's our time. Wait a minute. It's us, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, it is
Usual
us.
culprits, isn't it?
I'm not a
culprit, usual suspect.
I'm not a culprit. But It is our time. If you are out there and perhaps maybe you're in agriculture, maybe you're in tourism, maybe you are somewhere in these sectors that could benefit a lot of people, I just want to let you know that it's your time.
Have you been in one of those?
I would love to be at some point.
In one of those buses.
Oh, you mean the buses? I meant owning hotels.
No,
but yes, I have. You do know there's...
What was the experience like?
Do you want me to talk about this on air? There's an ongoing operation right now, and I thank God for the operation.
You know why I left?
Why?
Bed bugs.
Maybe holes on the floor.
Let's get into the headlines.
Former Speaker of Parliament Aneta Nitamong thanks President Yoweri Museveni for her release, promising to serve her constituents.
505. Edimasa, 124. No.
President Museveni directs the DPP to appoint a desk officer to handle Balam suspects.
Then be kept at police. Then the crowd.
Speaker of Parliament Oboth's 90 days at the helm of the 12th Parliament. What impact has he heard?
They have a speaker that will give dignity and integrity.
Refugees set ablaze government facility in Terego. Those found guilty to face deportation.
The UPC is still struggling with legitimacy over its leadership.
Oh, mama. One party, four leaders. Who is in charge of UPC?
We hope to have a delegates conference around November.
I can't allow accounting officers who expend money themselves, the team from KCCA.
KCCA team thrown out of the COSASE for appearing without the accounting officer.
When it comes to accountability, washing plates, and we give others to wash.
This is NBS Live at 9 with Samson Kasumba and Victoria Sibia.
She definitely is big in the news this evening. Speaker of Parliament Aneta Among has expressed a gratitude to President Yoweri Museveni for ordering her release from 2 months of house arrest. In a tweet, Aneta Among thanked the president for what she is calling his unmatched parental guidance and decision to grant her mercy. In the same tweet, the former speaker thanked the CDF, General Muhoozi Kainerugaba, for his professionalism throughout the period. Former Speaker of Parliament it is.
Hours after news broke out on social media that President Yoweri Museveni had directed the Chief of Defence Forces General Muhoozi Kainerugaba to release Aneta Among from house arrest, the former speaker has turned to social media to thank the president for his unmatched parental guidance and decision to grant her mercy. In a post, the former speaker thanked the CDF General Muhoozi Kainerugaba for his professionalism through this period. As a woman member of parliament for Bukedea, Aneta Among said she was looking forward to continuing with her work for her constituents and pledged to stand firm with the revolutionary leadership. In Bukedea, the news of Among's release was received with excitement and jubilation, with residents hailing the development as a sign of reconciliation and appeal to President Yoweri Museveni to give her another opportunity to serve. Bukedea Market, where there was visible excitement, with vendors describing the release of their woman MP as a positive moment for the district. Away from the market, we spoke to residents, many of whom expressed relief and gratitude to President Yoweri Museveni, viewing the development as a possible gesture of reconciliation.
People had lost hope in NRM, but after getting the news, yesterday, people, the holiday, were celebrating His Excellency, the President, for pardoning our daughter.
I'm very, very happy. And we will continue supporting NRM.
To us, it's an opportunity that he comes and serves the people of Bukedea and also be with us.
Local leaders welcomed the development, with the Bukedea District Vice Chairperson describing Among as an important figure whose release could contribute to unity and reconciliation in the district.
And I want to thank so much His Excellency, the President of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for the kind heart that he has shown to the people of Bukedea. Because the release of people here doesn't mean for her alone, but it is for the people of Bukedea. Bukedea has been in sorrow.
We couldn't directly connect with her as leaders who are representing different sub-counties, different electoral areas in Bukedea, and not only in Bukedea, cutting across the entire Teso sub-region.
From the epistles of St. Paul to the churches to the epistle of Jaja to the Bazukulu, in the latest epistle, it is the President, Yoweri Museveni, breaking silence on the outbursts regarding the operations of Ministers Baram Bargahara and Justin Namere, asking the DPP to appoint a dedicated officer to quickly assess the evidence against the suspects and have them prosecuted. In a statement addressed to Ugandans and especially to the Bazukulu, the writing president said the operations of the two ministers cannot be equated to bumping into issues blindly. He then said the main problems on the issue of corruption have been covered up by the responsible officials that should be protecting national interests and the failure to report by the elite that have access to the decision-making centers. The president said this is the reason Bargahara and Namere are going to the people directly in the form of barazas, bypassing the blockades of the thieves manned by the responsible elements of the elite. The president said he had former Minister Majezi to follow up the issues of corruption then the people had reported to him, and unfortunately no decisive action had been taken. We began with the former speaker. Let's find out what has the current speaker been up and about to. It is the Speaker of Parliament, Jacob Maxson Zoboth, that has urged members of Parliament to approach matters before the House in a bipartisan matter, saying despite differences in political persuasion, there is a common legislative duty that should bind them together. Jacob Maxson Zoboth made the appeal while marking 90 days as Speaker of this very 12th Parliament.
Today, Jacob Maxson Zoboth marks 90 days as Speaker of the 12th Parliament, while steering the House on its 90 days as Speaker of Parliament. Both urged members of Parliament to exercise maturity of debate regardless of their political differences.
Share a common responsibility to the people of Uganda. I therefore commend honourable members for the maturity, patriotism and sense of purpose demonstrated during that debate. I look forward to more such engagements in this House.
Members of Parliament have equated him with former Speaker James Wapakablo's humour in balancing debate.
Ugandans, once again, they have a Speaker that will give dignity and integrity to this House, and a Speaker who will make the country proud.
There is proper accountability you can see in all areas. You can see everything is aligned.
What people say out there about Parliament, he has come with the image of trust. People trust him.
The mere fact that he's giving that space to me, so far so good. I may not fully count how we are doing as parliamentarians, but I feel there is breathing space and let's utilize it fully.
We have covered this quite good, by the way. And he's a person who allocates every member of Parliament, whichever the way, and with the competence.
Meanwhile, both in company of Deputy Speaker Thomas Tayewa and members of Parliamentary Commission has had a tour of the stalled construction of the new parliamentary chambers to assess its progress after repeated cries for its completion by members of Parliament.
We shall cover the opening of that chambers whenever it is open. The UPC is still in turmoil, with all the leadership contenders still unable to reconcile. All the UPC leadership candidates against Akena said they have still failed to approach the party headquarters at Uganda House. Bard explained that no activity is happening within the party. On his part, Jimmy James Akena revealed that he is organizing a delegates conference, while Dennis Enap indicated that he is cleaning up the party register. Who is doing what?
Oh, mama,
The Congress of the People.
At the helm of the controversy in Uganda People's Congress is the contested leadership that involves 4 individuals: Jimmy Akena, Joseph Ochieno, Peter Warubiri, and most recently, Dennis Enap. The Uganda People's Congress has long been bitter since it failed to nominate a candidate for the presidency due to court disputes with nearly 3 candidates for the UPC leadership. However, even today, the party is still in the doldrums.
Unfortunately, at the top leadership, we are not having a conversation at all.
Akena James, a party president, has revealed the party is planning a delegates conference to reach out to leaders and members of the party to address leadership issues. However, Dennis Enap, who is also declaring himself the leader of the UPC, said he and his colleagues have now started analyzing the party lists across the country.
And we hope to have a delegates conference around November or December. I hope personally that all contending voices will appear and put their truth before the delegates.
Right now, the activity that we are running is to reconstitute the party structures across the country.
Months towards the election, the former Justice Ogola embarked on reconciliation for the UPC faction leaders. The leaders, however, admit that their egos have denied the party right to have reconciliation since all abandoned the process. Some accuse Akena of walking out of the reconciliation talks.
Our own egos, which didn't allow. But it's an initiative which we tried to reach out. Justice Ogola brought people. I actually played a big role in initiating that one.
In these meetings, we had reached a consensus as leaders of the party. Unfortunately, Jimmy Akena walked out on the little modalities that we had agreed upon moving forward. So when we went into the general election, everyone went in their own direction.
Akena, who indicates that the party has invited all warring factions to the delegates conference, stated that some individuals are choosing battles in the media and absconding from the party activities. He says the party has been involved in local government elections. The faction leaders, like Dennis Enap, say they are working on building bridges. The reason they have engaged in talks with NRM and the Patriotic League of Uganda.
Actually, the UPC as a patient, and a political patient at that, has been since moved from the ICU to another bed, but within a hospital environment.
It can, if we all agree to go there, but very often you'll find that others will not attend and then will be running around court or running around in the media.
Clearly, the party and its leaders are at crossroads. The party has been described to be on recovery bed from the ICU, and the Jimmy Akena leadership states they are now focusing on policy formulation. Professor Sabit Makara states the party needs to rethink itself and move away from just a single region. However, political analyst and historian Professor Sabit Makara in an interview stated that the UPC relations with NRM has drastically impacted its expansion into a national party. He says the right move for the party is to ensure democracy works out within.
You will see branches being open, you will see finances being powered by supporters into the party. So as of now, they are an enemy to themselves.
We will soon be speaking to Mr. Joseph Ochieno out of London as we discuss the Uganda People's Congress, the Congress of the Ugandan people. But for now, for decades, Lango sub-region has been identical with the Uganda People's Congress, UPC, a party whose roots in the area stretch back to the political legacy of former President Dr. Apollo Milton Obote. But following the 2026 general election and the subsequent local council polls, a new political reality is emerging, with the ruling National Resistance Movement making significant inroads into what was once, back then, UPC's unquestioned stronghold, reports Isaac Otwi.
Once considered the undisputed political heartland of the Uganda People's Congress, UPC Lango sub-region is witnessing an intensifying battle for political dominance as the ruling National Resistance Movement NRM makes significant electoral gains, raising questions about the future of the opposition party's decades-long grip on the region. While UPC leaders insist the party remains strong at the grassroots, critics point to internal confusion and NRM's growing influence through government programs and service delivery.
The performance of the NRM
is giving them a run for their money, because what we preach is what we are practicing now. If you go to the hospital, just take a walk. You go to the hospital, you find the drugs are there, the doctors are on ground. So this is what the UPC has not offered to the people over the years.
Most of the people who are dreaming that UPC is gone, I need to inform them that we are there and we shall keep on mobilizing.
The shifting political landscape has sparked debate over whether UPC remains the dominant force in Lango or is gradually losing its grip to a resurgent NRM. Despite the setbacks, Lira City East Division Mayor Dennis Peter Odongo Odul insists reports of UPC's decline are exaggerated. The mayor who won the division's top seat on the UPC ticket said the party's survival depends on promoting ideology rather than identity politics.
We believe as long as we are selling the right things that the people of Uganda would want, still I believe Uganda People Congress can still rise and become a national party leading Uganda.
Okay, we done better, 100% in the MPs election from another district. As a UPC, we are still going on.
While the last election results tell a more complex story, Odongo dismissed suggestions that the party is fading, saying UPC remains committed to rebuilding itself into a national force. In the 2026 parliamentary elections, NRM secured 18 seats in Lango compared to UPC's 12, while the ruling party also captured 6 district chairperson and mayoral positions against UPC's 2.
We sell ideology. We want to see that Uganda is a better place for all of us.
Political observers view the results as evidence of a major shift in voter preferences, particularly at the grassroots level, where NRM has increasingly challenged UPC's traditional dominance. Joshua Akejo, the NRM Administrative Secretary for Lira City, attributes the party's rise to government programs that directly target household incomes.
If you go to the local government councils, majority are NRM. Why? Because they are delivering on the promises and the manifesto of the president and of the NRM to the people. So the UPC should brace themselves.
In Amolata district, UPC retained all 3 parliamentary seats and increased its number of elected councillors from 3 in 2021 to 7 in 2026. Some UPC elders acknowledged that internal disagreements affected the party's performance during the election period. Joel Obok, a party supporter from Lango, said uncertainty surrounding the political direction of the party left many members confused. While NRM leaders point to electoral gains and government programs as signs of a lasting political realignment, UPC leaders insist the party's grassroots structures remain intact and capable of staging a comeback.
Let's now have a conversation with Mr. Joseph Ocheano, one of the claimants to the throne for which 3 want a bit of the Uganda People's Congress. Mr. Joseph Ocheano, you're very welcome and thank you for speaking to us out of your new base in London. The challenge of 3 boys fighting over the throne of their departed father is, by the time one wins it, you wonder whether they haven't destroyed the entire estate because of the fight for who should be the right heir. Isn't it the challenge where UPC finds herself?
Thanks for having me, Samson. I think you're absolutely right that the mess we have as far as the question of the leadership is concerned is their problem. In fact, there are not 3 people are claiming leadership. There are 4 people. There are 3 people claiming presidency. Peter Walupiri, whom you did not refer, Jim Akena, and Adenis Enap. I believe that I am the officially elected leader, elected in December 2020. But I opt not to call myself president because my job is to protect the constitution of the of Uganda People's Congress and work within the provisions of the constitution of the Republic of Uganda. It is Milton Obote who told us that the best way to kill a snake is to cut off its head. The challenge facing the party is not ideology. The challenge facing the party is not its track record. This party is a party of ideas. It's an idea that cannot die. So partly because we have problems, in Lango, I can tell you that if we had leadership, UPC would have had the biggest majority of members of parliament in Lamu. Our problem is leadership. And the people responsible for the leadership mess in the Uganda People's Congress, unfortunately, is in part NRA and in part the judiciary of the Republic of Uganda. I hope somebody is watching today, and I hope somebody is watching and advising Justice Mulyagonja that her ruling of September the 7th, 2020, which was definitively a result of a campaign that would have led to a resolving of the leadership of the party, has not been done, and Jim McKenna knows it, Dennis Enap know it. None of them are the leaders of Uganda People's Congress because it was ruled definitively that Jim is not a leader. Dennis is a lawyer, so he knows that he's standing on a false ground. The problem, though, is that the matter that went to court, that we've been waiting for a clear ruling from Justice Joyce Musoke, all the way from November last year, until today, to determine, one, who is the leader of Uganda People's Congress, and two, to pronounce a position of Jim McKenna's continued occupation of Uganda People's Congress headquarters in Uganda House illegally, including against the provisions and advice of the courts of the Republic of Uganda.
Let's borrow some wisdom from Holy Read. Two women were quarreling about ownership of a baby, and then they said, well, the king said, let's split the baby so you have a piece each. And then the mother said, no, if that's the case, does it really matter who is the legitimate leader, president of UPC, for as long as that battle continues to tear down the entire party? Eventually, after whoever it is gets to lead UPC, what will be left of it?
That is absolutely wise observation. You realize that I don't call myself president precisely because of that. Yesterday, I brought into the party an impressive new member from a Western region, sub-region, and I was telling them that as far as UPC is concerned, I am not prepared to take a half child. So I'm prepared to let the child live alive so long as the child continues to live. You're absolutely right. I think that question should go to Jim McKenna, who really ought to review his conscience, examine his conscience, examine the history of this party, know exactly what his position is as far as the constitutionalism of the party and the other conflict, the conflict in which Jim McKenna willingly and Betty Amongi took this party to NRM 10 years ago. That is one of the things that has been at the heart of this. And you know what? Dennis enough sort of really to seek to outsmarten Jimmy, went ahead and had his fair deal with the PLU. But let me say this to NRM and PLU. We have no problem as a party, and as Ocheno of Uganda People's Congress, I have no problem working with you or with anybody else. We are the party of reconciliation. I am the self-appointed official permanent spokesperson of Milton Obote, and I've got to report to him in heaven. We have no problem working with you. All we need to do is rein on the judiciary of the Republic of Uganda to pronounce themselves on a matter which has hit a quagmire because the membership could not do it. Jimmy snaked himself with the support of the NRA security, hence being where he is. In as long as that has been resolved, an elected, mandated leader of the party will take a position, will have a conversation with members of Uganda People's Congress. And if it is the case, like we did it with the KY, that we have an understanding with NRA or any other political party, we will. But this business of actually trying to play cohesion, it's almost like, you know what it is when you seek a kiss by force. You know what it is called. I don't want to say it on daytime television.
Mr. Joseph Ocheno, I know what it is when you seek a kiss by a force. Thank you very much. That was a very, very good one. And this is us getting into feedback. But I'll tell you already that you have a fight in a marriage when you have two people that are right.
Feedback brought to you by. In business, you need advice, solutions, and sector expertise when it matters.
Your new office space looks great. What's next?
We get it. Absa Business Banking.
It's time that we get to the feedback.
Yeah, and the feedback is that a healthy marriage has one right person.
And the healthy feedback is
that's the wife
is always right.
So we will begin.
Today marks 90 days since Speaker Jacob Oboth took charge of the 12th Parliament. What would you like Parliament to prioritise in the coming months?
And we'll hear from you. Talk to us. Brian Meddy says the number of legislators in Parliament should be cut and match with the number of districts in the country, at least 2 representatives, male and female, per district, so as to save money to boost essential sectors like education and health. That will never pass.
What did they say? I think they say when, what do we call it? The table you're shaking has expensive drinks. Meanwhile, Parliament should prioritize rigorous legislative oversight to enforce strict accountability, cut wasteful public expenditure, streamline national budgeting, and ensure public funds directly drive evidence-based development initiatives that benefit ordinary citizens. He can run the country.
If tables had champagne. Parliament should prioritize strengthening oversight, develop and roll out a more sustainable approach to fighting
corruption.
Isn't this one sustainable?
Maybe. More to come.
More to come. Brought to you by
Global Paint. How? For the seeding. For us, we use Global Mat.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
Access unsecured loans of up to 500 million Uganda shillings plus 6 months of free banking. Ko NCBA Bank. Chigwa Kuwerere. Visit any NCBA Bank branch today and unlock the momentum your business deserves.
NCBA Bank. Go for it.
Well, let's have a look at what's coming after this. The government has condemned protests by refugees that turned violent, resulting in the burning and destruction of government offices at Terego refugee settlement. We'll hear more of that story when we come back, of course.
How do you go to the neighbor's house and you start destroying property?
And you know what? We'll find out.
Hello, Mr. Mkasa.
Hello, how are you?
I'm okay, sir. Are you the broker?
The original one.
I was told you have very good rentals.
That is right. How many bedrooms do you want?
I want 3 bedrooms.
Okay, did I tell you of the price?
Yes, of course. 500,000.
No. This side, the salary went a bit high.
Why?
Because the paint we use is of good quality. So the price gained the value.
Which paint?
Global Paint.
How?
For the ceiling, for us we use Global Mat. And for the inside walls, we use Global Silk V9.
Okay, tell me about the outside walls.
Outside we use Global Weather Coat Emulsion so that the walls don't peel.
I'm really impressed. The precision you put while painting, I'm willing to pay any amount.
That is true, because here for us quality is paramount and the price becomes umite.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
New Tusker Premium Cider. Crisp, delicious apples crushed and blended to create a unique taste explosion.
You need a bigger space to grow your business.
You need more equipment to meet demand.
You need to make sure everyone gets paid on time.
In business, you need advice, solutions, and sector expertise when it matters.
Your new office space looks great. What's next?
We get it. Have some business banking.
Why pay for someone else's repairs? Say goodbye to hidden costs and hello to peace of mind of a brand new start. Discover the Suzuki range of unmatched, fuel-efficient and reliable options. From the iconic Jimny to the new Across Hybrid. Find the perfect blend of style and world-class efficiency. Upgrade today and enjoy 1 year of free fuel and comprehensive insurance, plus 2 years of free service and a 3-year warranty. Trade in your current car or choose financing to start driving as you pay installments. Don't wait. Visit the Suzuki showroom today or call 0800-211-033 to get started.
Uganda is moving forward.
And at the heart of that movement is the most extensive fiber network in East Africa, with more than 15,000 kilometers of fiber and over 5,000 telecom mast sites. Soliton Telmec is the backbone that enables Uganda's telecom and digital infrastructure, connecting government services, businesses, homes, universities, hospitals, banks, villages, and telecom masts. We don't just build networks, we maintain and commercialize critical infrastructure that supports national development. East Africa's leading fiber company, connecting Uganda with the most capacity. Soliton Telmec, building networks for life.
Every great journey begins with a mother's guidance.
Mommy, come on, we ride.
She teaches with patience, nurtures with love. Every meal becomes another lesson in caring with Star Goldie cooking oil. A mother's love is life's greatest gift. For the family she loves, chooses nothing but the best. Star Goldie. Second best after a mother's love.
There is a new era of elegance and it begins at your event. At Peno Events, we have upgraded with fresh, modern, stylish event pieces designed to transform any space into a masterpiece. From luxury tents to elegant furniture to premium mobile washrooms, hand wash stations, lounge sets, parasols, wooden chairs, modern chair set, banquet setup. Peno Events. Safe, reliable, stylish. Book now.
Welcome back. Now, government has condemned protests by refugees that turned violent, resulting in burning and destruction of government offices at the Terego refugee settlement. State Minister for Disaster Preparedness, Lillian Abear, says 2 people died during the unrest, while another 35 people were arrested and are expected to face prosecution.
Chaos erupted among refugees at Terego settlement as they prepared to elect a refugee welfare council, which is expected to represent their interests and support their welfare. The unrest is reportedly linked to Charles Laura, one of the candidates who was not nominated. According to State Minister for Disaster Preparedness, Lillian Abear, 2 people died during the chaos after protesters allegedly attempted to grab guns from security personnel.
Some of them who were rioting even went ahead to try to disarm the police officers who were there. So 2 people lost their lives, they were shot.
She says government officers were set on fire. 35 people have been arrested and according to Abel, they will be taken to court to face charges.
Well, the damage, the whole entire administrative block is down, and that is a block which is, it has been constructed just a few years back. Several arrests have been made, so far 35 of the people there, people who were involved in this demonstration were arrested, and they are still looking for even those who are in the run, because you see in our laws, the refugee law, when you are a refugee in a country, you are bound to be submissive to the laws of the land.
She says there were alternative ways of resolving the grievances, warning that those involved in the violence could be repatriated to their countries of origin. A similar incident was also reported at the Kiryandongo refugee settlement. The government says it is taking measures to prevent a reoccurrence of such incidents.
It's really very absurd because there are other ways on how to solve such issues. But some of the ringleaders decided to incite them, and when they were incited, they went ahead into vandalizing property.
The Parliamentary Committee on Commissions, Statutory Authorities and State Enterprises, COSASE, has dismissed Kampala Capital City Authority officials who appeared without substantive accounting officer, Sherifa Buzeki. to respond to queries in the Auditor General's report for the 2024-25 financial year. Committee Chairperson Moadan Kunyinji said the hearing will not proceed until Buzeki appears in person to take responsibility for the audit queries.
I note
Kampala Capital City Authority officials led by the Deputy Executive Director Benon Chigenyi appeared before the COSASE to respond to audit queries arising from the Auditor General's 2024-2025 report.
We cannot now carry the duty of interrogating.
However, the proceedings were cut short after the committee demanded that the substantive accounting officer, Executive Director Sharifa Buzechi, appear in person.
I have been given full responsibility and I am willing to step in with the heavy shoes. The delegated today. We have received entities which notifies us early in time, and we have accorded them a benefit of doubt. I want to give assurance to the committee that when we noticed that the ED was going to be away, we actually asked that we use her e-signature to make sure that this takes place. Otherwise, she is not on station.
We are much interested to interface with the accounting officer because the issues which were raised by the Auditor General are issues of accountability.
Committee Chairperson Moadan Kunyinji sent the officials away, saying the accountability hearing would only resume when they return with the accounting officer.
We must require the attendance of accounting officer, and if there is any delegation, it must be in compliance and in accordance with the law. We cannot now carry the duty of interrogating how and when e-signatures are generated within KCCA for matters of accountability. That would be to stretch so much.
For games approval.
So it is your submission that whereas the Auditor General observed the lack of regulation.
The committee later interfaced with the officials from the National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board, who presented accountability for funds received during the 2024-2025 financial year. Board CEO Dennis Ngaberano raised concern over what he described as weak penalties for the illegal importation of gaming and betting equipment, saying this was fueling illegal operations in the country.
So we have come up with amendments where we will need support from MPs to strengthen the penalties, but also take care of emerging technologies in this space, AI, cryptocurrencies, and other forms of the fourth industrial revolution technologies.
The officials also cautioned Ugandans against treating gaming and betting as a form of employment.
And we want to appeal to all Ugandans out there that they should treat gaming as simply entertainment. Gaming or betting is not a business to a player or a panther like we call them in the gaming world. It is simply entertainment, and we need to treat it as such.
Now, members of Parliament on the Committee on Defence and Internal Affairs have inspected the Criminal Investigations Directorate headquarters in Djibouti, assessing its facilities, operations and utilisation of public funds. The committee says 7 billion shillings has already been spent on a new facility under construction, which CID says is expected to be completed by March next year and will strengthen investigative capacity through modern technology.
Members of Parliament on the Committee of Defence and Internal Affairs arrived at the Criminal Investigation Directorate headquarters in Djibouti as part of an oversight visit.
We are able to raise those issues because this is the best forum where we can also see what we are not doing well.
The committee says that the inspection is intended to assess the Directorate's operational efficiency as well as utilization of public funds allocated to the institution. Based on their assessment, the legislators say that they are satisfied with the utilization of taxpayers' money.
We can confirm to you as a team that the money that has been given to Uganda Police Force specifically to deal with crime intelligence division or crime investigations division has been put to good use.
The committee also inspected the new facility under construction, on which approximately 7 billion shillings have already been spent.
This building you are seeing, they have so far spent only 7 billion Uganda shillings. It means there is value for money. And if possible, let most of the construction activities in this country be taken over by the security personnel.
The CID Director Tom Magambo said the facility is expected to be complete by March 2027. He said the new infrastructure will enhance the Directorate's investigative capacity through the integration of modern technology and specialized equipment.
Get this facility running as soon as possible so that we are able to answer to the demands of the population. We are able to quickly solve those cases which are in that space. And when we do that, I can assure you, Uganda will be a very, 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 very peaceful society.
The legislators, however, say the Directorate still faces gaps that require attention to strengthen its investigative capacity and improve case management, as well as reducing case backlog of criminal cases before the courts.
We have noticed that they need more funding when it comes to integration of the system, so that the online system, so that they can keep data and have accurate data and respond to case challenges in time, so that we can reduce crime and also handle cases effectively and efficiently, which will help to reduce on the case backlog.
Before the medal, before the success, there are mornings no one sees, days you carry alone, days the doors won't stay open, days you need more than you have, fighting for something bigger than yourself. In those moments, it is the people that show up for us. A hand, a loan, a door that stays open. A silent push to get you moving again. The ones you don't see fighting for you while you're fighting for yourself. That's what it means to have someone on your side. I&M Bank, on your side.
The same great cube that makes your beans tasty, now in a new pack. Get the Royco Cube Co-String at a duka or supermarket near you. Just pull, tear and crumble for the tastiest beans.
Searching for the right investment destination, Kabalega Petro-based Industrial Park is now open for business in Hoima, Uganda. Over 221 plots measuring 536 acres are available for petrochemicals, agro-processing, manufacturing, industrial services, logistics, warehousing, ICT, hospitality, commercial and residential. Don't let this opportunity pass you. Visit the KIP Investor Portal at kip.unoc.com. Discover the various investment opportunities and project updates. Create an account and book a site visit at KIP. Kabalega Petro-based Industrial Park is open for business. Invest in KIP, invest in Uganda.
All right, listen up. Colgate is on a mission.
It's kind of a big thing.
Colgate Herbal uses traditional nature's herbs and combines it with Colgate Science for healthy gums and strong teeth.
Colgate Charcoal Gentle Clean cleans and polishes teeth for a whiter smile and a naturally fresh and clean mouth. Choose natural. Choose Colgate Charcoal.
Every business begins with belief. The belief that tomorrow can be bigger than today. But waiting to be paid should never hold ambition back. With NCBA Working Capital Solutions, unpaid invoices become opportunity. Because some ambitions build more than businesses, they build futures. At NCBA, we bank on belief, empowering ambition with tailored financial solutions built around your business. Whatever your next move, we are here to help you grow. Access unsecured loans of up to 500 million Uganda shillings plus 6 months of free banking. Ku NCBA Bank, Chigwa Kuwerere. Visit any NCBA Bank branch today and unlock the momentum your business deserves.
NCBA Bank. Go for it.
You wanna make tasty food and sales. You want to do that doesn't steal. Can't no ya night. Seek a debut one night. Nairo akro ya seek a debut one night. Can't no ya night.
Cook better, sell better with modern healthy cholesterol-free cooking oil and modern non-sticky wheat flour. Modern Yenyabo.
Welcome back. Now, the Special Forces Command, SFC, has been crowned the overall winner of the CDF Enforcers Drills, following a spirited contest that put the UPDF's precision, discipline and teamwork on full display. Beyond the spectacle, the drills continue to serve as a key part of military training, sharpening the confidence, readiness and discipline required in service.
From the 2nd, 3rd and 4th Divisions to the Engineering and Mountain Brigades, each unit took its turn in a spirited contest of foot, troop and sword drills. As soldiers executed every movement with precision, fellow troops and spectators erupted in cheers, with ministers, politicians and religious leaders joining the public to witness the spectacle as judges closely assessed each unit's performance. Speaking on behalf of the Chief of Defence Forces, the Deputy CDF Sam Okiding noted that the drills have become an integral part of UPDF military culture and operations, helping to sharpen the force's confidence, command, discipline and vigilance while maintaining the high standards of training expected of the military.
Drill is an integral part of our military training because discipline, teamwork and attention to details are indispensable.
Through the flames of struggle, our spirit never dies.
Chief Guest and the Defence Minister, Kiriowa Kiwanuka, noted that Ugandans expect discipline, professionalism and patriotism from the UPDF, noting that the drill is a foundation upon which these values are built.
Let us remember that Uganda expects discipline from its army. The Wananchi respect us, that is the UPDF, when they see our smartness, when they see our discipline and they see our unity.
He has also revolutionized the army to an extent that I think all the exercise you've seen here today, it signifies how strong our army is. You can now see that when we say we are the mentors of peace.
For the champions, stand up.
Congratulations are in order, clearly. Hollywood star and musician Tyrese Gibson has concluded his 2-day visit to Uganda, pledging to use his global social media following to promote the country as a great tourism destination and encourage more international travelers to visit. The pledge followed a Tuesday meeting with President Yoweri Museveni at State House in Entebbe that discussed the creative industry's role in Uganda's economic transformation.
As part of his 2-day visit to Uganda, actor and musician Tyrese Gibson met President Yoweri Museveni at State House in Entebbe. Their discussions focused on the contribution of the creative industry to Uganda's services sector and opportunities for artists to participate in the country's socio-economic transformation. On Wednesday afternoon, while speaking at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Hollywood star praised Ugandans for their warm reception and pledged to return to explore more of the country.
You're going to see me here in Uganda a lot, and we're going to do some great things. And I just want y'all to know I'm not here to do anything selfishly, thinking about me and myself. I am here. I want to understand the people of Uganda. I want to understand what you want.
Gibson also offered to use his global social media following to encourage more international travelers to visit Uganda, urging that the country remains largely undiscovered by the wider world.
But I never knew anything about the coffee of Uganda before I got here. Never heard of it, never tasted it, never experienced it, never knew anything about it. You guys are here every day, and you know that Ugandan coffee and everything about coffee is like on the front of everybody's mind. It's the mission, it's the goal, it's the agenda. It's what Uganda right now is known for. But when you leave this bubble, because it is a bubble, every country lives within a bubble. From Los Angeles, we live in a bubble. You will find that there's still a lot of people out there that don't know anything about the coffee.
Gibson's visit also sparked the renewed attention to Ugandan coffee and the Explore Uganda Coffee Tourism Initiative. He said his visit highlighted an opportunity for Uganda to tell its coffee story to a much larger international audience.
My mind is going, why don't more people know about the coffee? And how can I work with in conjunction with the team and all of the political figures here and all departments from tourism, press, media, influencers, as well as Nelson, as well as the president? How do we make sure that if you know about Starbucks, you know about the coffee out of Uganda? And these are some of the things that I am hoping to scientifically figure out.
For Inspire Coffee CEO Nelson Tugume, the engagement is significant because it connects Uganda's domestic ambitions with an international audience capable of influencing tourism, culture, and consumer markets.
You have an opportunity to present yourself to the rest of the world, connect to the rest of the world for investment.
Over 200 countries.
Over 200 countries, and you'll be able to say all these things by himself.
Beyond the celebrity visit, the engagement also highlights the potential of the creative economy, tourism, and cultural heritage as drivers of economic transformation. The challenge is now whether Uganda can turn this attention into sustained global visibility for its people, culture, tourism, and coffee.
Now to this, Liquid Intelligent Technologies Uganda has backed the annual Rotary Cancer Run, joining efforts to raise funds for cancer treatment infrastructure as organizers call for greater public participation and early screening. The company's Chief Executive Officer, Michael Mukasa, said Liquid had handed over its sponsorship package to the Rotary Initiative and supported university students to participate in the campaign scheduled for August 30th.
Speaking during the flag-off of the activity, Liquid Intelligent Technologies Uganda Chief Executive Officer Michael Mukasa said cancer awareness should be accompanied by regular screening to enable early detection and treatment.
Cancer has really become a very major issue in Uganda. I think awareness is the first stage. Being aware of what cancer is and how it impacts us. In addition to awareness, we can talk about screening. The more aware you are, and if you take the preventative screening measures, you can identify and treat cancer before it becomes very serious.
At King Caesar University, the Rotaract Club is targeting 5.6 million shillings from this year's campaign to support the construction of a cancer treatment wing at Nsambya Hospital. Dennis Ampolide, president of the Rotaract Club of King Caesar University, said participants will purchase running kits at 30,000 shillings, with 20,000 shillings from each kit going towards the cancer project.
This year, if we happen to contribute to the expected 5.6 billion, we are going to finalize the construction of the Cancer Run wing.
Gloria Natal, a Rotarian with Muyenga's Sunday Sunset Rotary Club, also called on parents and the wider public to support the campaign by purchasing running kits and taking part in the run.
So why we engage parents to come into this initiative to really buy a number of kits to support. So that 30,000 of a cancer kit they buy, that is an additional to the shilling we are looking at to finish the completion of the cancer bankers and the award. So it is a value added to that.
The construction of the cancer center requires about $3.6 million, equivalent to approximately 13.8 billion shillings, for the construction of bankers and associated spaces.
Well, it is safe to say that social media, especially X, has been a buzz today. Let's see what's been happening with our top leaders. Starting it off, of course, with Anita Annette Among. I take this opportunity to thank the Almighty God for the gift of life and freedom. My profound and heartfelt appreciation goes to His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni for his unmatched parental grace and decision to grant me mercy. That is one of two of the slides over there. While Joel Senyonyi, the leader of opposition, says young people don't travel abroad for fun. They do so in search of employment opportunities. That's what we ought to fix. Full stop right there. Let's go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be right back.
We don't need anyone's permission to move forward. What we need is the power to do it our way. Spiro is not your typical EV company. It's the power grid for African ambition. A network that connects Nairobi to Kigali, Lagos to Lomé, Dar to Kampala. Not with cables and wires, but with clean, quiet, relentless movement. This is Africa, powered by us.
Spice up your breakfast with Prestige margarine, easy to spread and fortified with vitamins A, D and E in the original and vanilla flavor, turning everyday moments into quiet indulgence. And now a delightful new experience unfolds. Introducing Prestige Fruity, a luscious fusion of creamy spread and strawberry flavor, bringing everything you love into one simple, delicious layer. No extra spreads, just pure fruity satisfaction in every bite. Prestige margarine, sprayed it, taste it, love it. Available in all shops and supermarkets nationwide. Distributed by Chapa General Enterprises, located at shop number 3, Rafik Building, Chikuwo, Kampala.
In today's world, opportunity is digital. Is your education keeping pace? At Cavendish University, Uganda, we don't just use technology. We're built around it. Our state-of-the-art digital portal and our world-class public health laboratories are your launch pad. Because here, we focus on one outcome: your success. We equip you with in-demand digital skills, critical thinking, and real-world experience. We don't just award degrees, we prepare you for gainful employment and entrepreneurship globally. Enroll with Cavendish University Uganda this semester. Registration is ongoing. Cavendish University Uganda. Your success begins here.
Before the headlines, there's the quiet work of confidence. The faces you trust are styled by the hands we trust. Because beauty isn't just seen, it's felt. Alaya Hair and Beauty, the choice behind the spotlight. Redefining beauty, one face at a time.
For more information, please contact us on 0760-663-061 or email reservations@mbzgroup.africa.
British American Andrew Wilson, who is a key witness in the treason trial of Dr. Kizza Besigye, has defended controversial deaths that appeared on a video he played to court on Wednesday, though he had claimed that the video had been recorded on January 28, 2024. Timestamps indicated that May 24, 2024, drawing questions about the authenticity of the video.
At the beginning of yet another lengthy court session on Wednesday, in the treason trial of veteran politician Dr. Kizza Besigye and two co-accused, the prosecution deemed it necessary to clarify a claim that the video presented to court on Wednesday could have been fabricated due to confusion over the timestamps. The video in question, according to Andrew Wilson, showed the wrong timestamp because of a default time setting on the recording gadget, but not necessarily that the recording date that he told court was different.
For January 28, 2024. Yes. You can see the date in it. The date. The timestamp. Yeah, the timestamp. Why do we have that timestamp on the video, yet you say the meeting took place on the 28th of January 2024?
Because I never reset the timestamps.
The key witness later finalized the presentation of the over 2 hour and 40-minute audio recording, with key among his claims being that during the meeting in Geneva, Switzerland, he discussed with Besigye the idea of assassinating the president of Uganda and later tactically attributing it to the ADF.
Camp that should have happened in December, but we were now planning for a future date.
The terrorist training?
Yes.
Why was it supposed to? Why do you say it was just training?
Because the reason for the training camp in Kisumu was to train the students in reconnaissance and surveillance.
Wilson informed court that he will be presenting more video and audio evidence on Thursday, which are also over 2 hours long. It will be the 6th day since Wilson started testifying in the case, and he is expected to present more recordings from Athens, Greece, and Nairobi, Kenya. Once again, Besigye did not appear in court, reportedly due to medical issues.
Over to Richard on News, where former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has raised fresh concerns over the integrity of Kenya's 2027 poll, alleging that plans are already underway to manipulate the vote through an election technology tender, as he does appear to be going into a sting where Gachagua claims the outcome of the tender by the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, has been predetermined in favor of a South Korean company. And this is Brian Amoy reporting.
With the 2027 general election now firmly in the political spotlight, questions over the credibility of the electoral process are once again taking center stage. Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua is sounding the alarm over what he describes as a plan to compromise the election through technology.
IBC has had image and trust issues and the people of Kenya for a long time.
Gachagua claims the procurement process for an integrated elections management system and related hardware has already been decided despite the tender remaining open.
That what is actually happening is a mundane public relations exercise to manage the other bidders and 55 million Kenyans. Mr. Chairman, you are aware that to facilitate this activity, IBC commissioners fired the procurement manager in IBC and installed a puppet to manage this tender.
Gachagua is also accusing the IBC leadership of pushing the process without the full concurrence of the commission. He further claims there have been changes within the commission's procurement department, raising questions about who is overseeing the process.
Mr. Thakon has a choice to make. Stand with Kenyans, the 55 million of them.
Gachagua claims senior government officials have met representatives of the South Korean firm as part of the efforts to integrate its technology with Kenya's electoral system. He alleges that such an arrangement could potentially provide access to Kenya's voter registration database.
Have held meetings with Miru Systems Company Limited of South Korea. They are in the process of giving to the company access to the country's voter registration database.
The former deputy president is also questioning the company's alleged record in other countries, citing what he describes as technology-related controversies in the Democratic Republic of Congo, the Philippines, and Iraq.
In 2018, reports show that they delivered the election equipment 6 months late. Following the controversy, the South Korean government publicly distanced itself from this company. In the Democratic Republic of Congo in 2023, election observers reported that up to 5% of polling stations experienced equipment malfunctions, and this potentially excluded 17 million Congolese from voting.
With less than a year to the 2027 general election, the battle for political power is now increasingly being accompanied by a battle over confidence in the electoral process.
Asanteni sana, thank you very much. Asante.
Brian Mwai for Live at 9.
The Fourth Africa Regional Beekeeping Symposium opened in Kampala, bringing together stakeholders from across Africa and beyond to promote beekeeping as a business and source of livelihood.
Today, we recognize the efforts of our national beekeeping organization, TUNADO, for having excelled and labored, putting a lot of efforts to host this symposium, the Fourth Africa Regional Commodity Symposium, which is almost the highest opening platform in Africa to address issues of beekeeping. The Fourth Africa Regional Commodity Symposium, whose theme, beekeeping for business and livelihood, has attracted various stakeholders from all over the African continent and the world at large, will enable Uganda make an extra mile in advancing the agriculture development in the country. Our country, Uganda, has favorable ecological conditions for beekeeping, including diverse vegetation, tropical climate, and extensive agriculture and forest landscape that provide forage for honeybees. That is going on to showcase all these technologies. I would urge our countrymen and women to see and observe and see what we don't have, so that we can also introduce it for the development of this sector.
Business Pulse, brought to you by
Let's find out what the pulse of business is. Uganda's tax debate is now shifting into high gear as the Tax Justice Alliance Uganda, civil society, private sector representatives and tax experts are pushing for climate-aligned, fairer and more progressive tax proposals for the financial year 27-28 budget amid mounting debt pressures, shrinking concessional financing and the urgent need to boost domestic revenue mobilization.
As the cost of financing development rises, concessional borrowing space narrows, and public debt pressures mount, pushing the country to look inward for more sustainable sources of revenue. But the challenge is not simply how to collect more taxes, it's how to build a tax system that can raise more money without suffocating businesses, deepening inequality, or leaving ordinary citizens carrying a disproportionate share of the burden.
The government can look at in terms of removing or regulating on awarding of tax incentives and exemptions, but also even using tax as a tool for development. We see that the government is looking at implementation of the tenfold program.
But if you evaluated, some of these policies that are constraining have more significant negative impact to the larger part of the population and the country.
In the country's tax system, these climate change-aligned taxes can be used to not only raise revenue, but to also influence economic behavior, discourage environmentally harmful activities, and mobilize resources for a country facing increasing climate-related pressures.
The rich, all those that have more, are taxed in order to ensure that issues of inequality are addressed. There is also the other era of taxation, which is repricing, that you can use taxes in order to regulate the economy, especially unhealthy things in the economy. Like you can tax cigarettes in order to get them out of the economy. But also the other issue is representation.
The Tax Justice Alliance is also advocating for approaches that can support significant growth in domestic revenues, potentially targeting ambitious increases in revenue mobilization, while ensuring that the burden does not disproportionately fall on low-income households, small businesses, and other economic vulnerable groups. The engagement follows a request from the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development to submit tax policy proposals to inform the financial year of 2027-2028 budget.
Church. Now, MTN Uganda has brought more than 5,000 faith-based institutions onto its mobile money platform, with 372 accounts already opened under the Faith Giving with Momo initiative. The program covers religious institutions across Uganda, including Muslim, Catholic, Anglican and Protestant communities. MTN says the service is free and aims to promote accountability and proper record keeping for religious contributions.
In the convenience of wherever you are, have the ability to make your contributions without the distance that you are at inhibiting you from making it.
Therefore honored to be part of this initiative that supports an activity that is meaningful to millions of people across this country.
You see, somebody has his 500 shillings, he feels he wants to give it, but he can't give it because the limit is much above. But when you go through the MOM options, you find that it is easy. People will send it and it will come.
Maybe we could consider a structured onboarding and training sessions for all the different parishes, churches and faith-based organizations.
It's going to really help us with reconciliation, mostly because it's been a little bit so hard knowing where to, apportion these monies. Would probably just have to, since it's all going to the work of God, would have to, just give it, but miss the point where at times where this is supposed to go.
You're at a fuel station, you pay with Momo. You get on a border, you pay with Momo. But what do you do on Sunday? You're in church, you're in your mosque, your temple. You need to also have the service. You need to also digitize the way you make your offering.
Well, let's have a quick look there at the Securities Exchange today and see what the stock markets have been looking like, particularly. Well, let's start off with financial markets, that is. And Airtel Uganda, 170 shillings 49, stable at 0.00%. Batu Bobu Centenary, or rather Centum Investment Company was also stable. DFCU, pretty stable. East African Breweries Limited was stable, selling their shares at 7,898.40. As you can see, the markets today seemed pretty stable. Much of the stocks are either unmoved or stable. Those are stocks. Young Ugandan basketball players have been selected by US-based sport agency System Sport for potential opportunities in the United States and Canada. The players were from elite camp held at Lugogo Indoor Stadium, with the program seeking to create international pathways for Ugandan emerging basketball talent.
The selected players include Mayen Ajang, Pierre-Laurent Muhiriro, Evans Shaka, Chol Mayor Chol, and Arom Kaur. System Sports President Dimitrios Seymour led the talent identification exercise, putting in consideration a number of attributes.
I'm trying to find the perfect balance of someone who has size, who can play multiple positions. So it might be someone who is, 7 foot, who can play the 5 or the 4 position, or maybe someone who is 6'8", who could play the 2 or the 3 position.
The 5 selected players will be supported to pursue their education careers and basketball programs in the United States and Canada, combining education with basketball development.
The level of exposure that these kids will get if they go out there is enormous. So if you see, many times Uganda calls back all of its athletes who go to the US or who are in Canada and brings them back to compete for our national team.
Just so much talent in Uganda for many, many years now. I think at a national team level, the Ugandan U16, U18 and men's national teams have always done an incredible job.
The initiative is going to be an annual program focusing on talent identification, development, and the creation of pathways for the next generation of Ugandan basketball players. Elsewhere, the National Primary Schools Ball Games and Special Needs Education Championship is underway in Mubende District. The Uganda Primary School Sports Association's President William Bwambale is optimistic that the competition will help identify and develop sporting talent among children across the country.
And right away from 24th, we started off with the training of officiating officials together with the coaches. Why did we begin with this one? We have been having low numbers of districts standing up as compared to athletics.
Organizers have urged parents to encourage their children to participate more in sports, especially those with special needs, saying it is one of the pathways they can use to build a brighter future.
And to show to the community that these people are also able. They are able to do everything, although they have the various disabilities.
To ensure that all children, all people with SNEs are taken as people who matter.
The tournament will run for 10 days with the climax scheduled for 4th next month.
Mami!
Wanje sabo
ukamotia oina kachi ha kagulinzi tekako teka gulinzi I want everything
Okay.
Yes. So when I pay the time, this will increase my loan limit. Hey, Hemutieni Momo, Madam, remove the food, put more meat, add the meat. Yes. Hey. Now these are the fruits of paying your loan is in time.
That's right. Every time you repay your Momo loan on time, your loan limit can increase, giving you access to more money when you need it most. Dial star 165*5# to borrow, pay back, and grow your limit with Momo loans.
You have juice?
Yes.
Juice in me.
Looking
for a vacation of a lifetime? Cross the equator and discover Pineapple Bay Resort. Enjoy exceptional life's luxuries. Spend quality time with family, friends, or even that special someone. Get in touch with nature with our range of outdoor activities. The calming tranquility of water, breathtaking views, moving memories around campfires. It's all here. Plus, a club experience like no other at Pineapple Bay Clubhouse. It's a whole vibe. You can hire any of our 3 VIP cruise boats for groups of 10, 14, or 25 people. Or you can cruise out with swag on a luxury yacht for 12 people. Our premium boats are all safety compliant. Make your next vacay an all-round experience at Pineapple Bay, located on Bulago Island, right in the midst of Lake Victoria. Talk to us today.
Tired of the limits? Tired of slow connections? It's time to break free. Introducing BCC Net from Blue Crane Communications. Subscribe to the package that suits your lifestyle. Starting from just 65,000 shillings per month, choose from BCC Lite 40 Mbps, BCC Pro 50 Mbps, BCC Extreme 100 Mbps, or BCC Ultra 200 Mbps. For every need and every moment, learning, conferencing, gaming, and so much more. Switch to BCC Net today. Fast, reliable, and true unlimited internet. Contact us 0200 30 6200 or send an email to customercare@bcc.co.ug. Blue Crane Communications is regulated by Uganda Communications Commission.
The same great cube that makes it tasty, now in a new pack. Get the Royco Cube Co-String at a Duka or supermarket near you. Just pull, tear, and crumble for the tastiest beans.
Hey travelers, are you a family gearing up for that big vacation, a hustler working abroad coming home, or your squad chasing sunsets and passport stamps? It's time you lock in. Say goodbye to long airport queues, shocking roaming bills, and the stress of hunting for local SIM cards, because now you can travel like a local. Stay connected in over 180 countries. Just scan, tap, and boom! Instant data the moment you reach your destination. Get your Rogue Travel eSIM today at travel.roguetelecom.co.ug. Contact us on 020 500 123.
Just like that, a Wednesday night is done and dusted.
And in a bit, we'll be going into the deep dive. But we do have John Baptist Nambeshe Koranga, President wa NUP, Kwari Morning Express.
I love how we spell president. President.
Do you know what they call Okwata Mchizigo?
Okwata Mchizigo.
Okwata Mchizigo.
To catch the fire? Catch Mchizigo.
No.
Catch what?
Right, Okwata Mchizigo.
What are you holding? What are you catching? What are you taking?
No, ask somebody what they call Okwata Mchizigo.
I think you should go into a deep dive.
It's actually a deep dive too.
Mchizigo. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's go there now.
Good evening and welcome to the Deep Dive. My name is Dalton Kawesa. Away from politics, we look at the education sector, and we have brought to you a towering man in the education realm. Many of you have been his former students, and now you are working, and many are still under his feet. Professor Eli Katunguka has served as Vice Chancellor of Kyambogo University since 2014. During that period, the institution has expanded academically, produced thousands of graduates, and strengthened its research profile. Yet, it has also been dogged by recurring headlines, from governance disputes and staff shortages to financial constraints and students' concerns. Tonight, we begin by taking stock of Kyambogo today. What is the true state of Uganda's second largest public university? My name is, once again, is Dalton Kawesa. And Professor Katunka, thank you for making time.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay.
It's always a pleasure to come here and talk to you about higher education in our country.
All right. You see, since taking office, you took office at Kyambogo was grappling with governance and staff institutional crisis.
Yes.
At the time in 2014. 12 years later, somehow the challenges of staffing and dispute concerns still come up. I want to ask you, in what ways, in what measurable ways has Kyambogo University changed today?
The university, thank you very much, Dalton. The university has changed in many ways. When I came in 2014, true, it was like a war going on. So the immediate thing we had to do was to see how to stabilize the university. In fact, if you remember, the previous vice chancellor was the Kenyan gentleman called Professor Ndiege. And during that time, the university was like a battleground. So when we came in, we first diagnosed the problem as it was. And I came to Kyambogo University in 2014, coming from Makerere, where I had served since 1980.
Okay.
So I was in Makerere for 34 years before I came to Kyambogo. And in Makerere, I went through all the administrative ranks, heads of department, dean, deputy dean, director of research. So I had gathered a lot of knowledge about governance of higher education. So when we tried to diagnose what the problem was, one, there were a number of issues. The university, a number of years before, had been created from merging 3 different institutions. ITEC, which was Institute for Teacher Education, UPK, Uganda Polytechnic Kyambogo, and UNISE, the National Institute for Special Needs Education. These institutions were at different levels of development, and bringing them together and saying, now we're a university, created a big challenge. Another challenge we saw was lack of clear policies to guide the administration of the university. There were no policies to guide how people were promoted, how they were recruited, how they were dismissed from service, the policies of human resource development. They were lacking. So the vice chancellor then took advantage of that gap and created camps. There were 2 camps, one for him, one against him. So when I came in, they tried to recruit me into one of those camps. I refused. I said, no, I can't be one of these. I don't know where the problem started. So me, I'm going to create my own camp of people who want to work, people who want to do research, people who want to promote the university. And that was the beginning of the movement to transform the university. Then we had policies for student welfare. We got those policies and students' issues were addressed. Staff issues of welfare, the salaries, the staff